Hello, Gunners. It's another beautiful Sunday afternoon. The sun is shining so bright. My anxiety level is getting so high, and you know why? It's the first London derby of the season. Right at the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal will square up against our not London rivals, Tottenham Hotspurs, in what promises to be a very interesting match. But first of all, before I get into the game, I want to look at yesterday's results. Very interesting results from yesterday. Chelsea playing away from home got a very good result against Burnley, albeit while resting lots of big players. Caicedo wasn't even didn't even play a single minute of that game. Estavo got a rest, and that's a very healthy thing to do. That was a very good result. After this weekend, I think every team in England will be, apart from those who are not in Europe, those who are in Europe will be playing one game every 3 days. So to be able to give your big players who had just returned back from international duties, where they had to do so many long travels, to be able to give them a much needed rest, and still manage to get a very good result away from home. It's Maresca has to be applauded. The Chelsea team is beginning to look like a serious team, and I don't care what anybody says. Chelsea are in the title race. Chelsea is, as of today, it's at 23 points. Arsenal is topping the log with 26 points, so that's just a 3 point gap. If they are not in the title race, I wonder who else is in the title race. I think Chelsea is a more potent threat to Arsenal's chances of winning the league than Liverpool. Liverpool, as of today, just has 18 points after 12 matches. That's an 8 point behind Arsenal, who has a game in hand today against Spurs. So Chelsea are in the mix. They have a very good squad. They have squad depth. They have very good players. Palmer has been out of action for the past 2 months and is set to return. Chelsea have a very deep pocket. They could splash some cash in the January transfer window, and the team is beginning to gel. They won a trophy last season, and they just got better. So Chelsea are in the title mix. So they got that very beautiful win against Burnley, who were just very poor. Burnley were all over the place. On another day, Chelsea would have won that game maybe by 5 goals to nothing or 6 goals to nothing. So that goes to show how far this Chelsea team has gone and the potential in that thing. The next match was Liverpool playing at home against Forest, who currently has the third manager managing them with just a few months into a new season. They sit at the just second or third from bottom before yesterday's match, but Forest went away from home. They were able to silence the Merseyside crowd. They got a deserved lead, got a second goal disallowed. They went into the break leading by 1 goal to nil, and just under 40 seconds into the second half, they got a very well worked second goal, and that sealed the fate for Liverpool. The moment that goal went in, I just knew it was over. Liverpool have not been able to come back from a losing position this season. They just totally lose their way the moment they go 1-0 down. They cannot seem to find that battling spirit that the team has been known for over the years, from Jurgen Klopp's reign to even Slot's first season. There's no fight. There's no fight in the team. It seems like, I don't know, the talent is there. Liverpool had quite an amazing transfer window, bringing in Ekitike, then Kekes, Florian Wirtz, and at the end of the day, they sealed up their transfer dealings with the signing of Isak. Everybody gave them the league the moment they made that signing, and they started so well. They won their first 6 games, but their first 5 games, they won their first 5 games, beating Arsenal, beating just anybody that was in their way. Though the signs were there, but at least they were getting the results. So we thought, okay, they've brought in so many players. The manager is trying to make the team his, and so the struggles was excused. But now it's looking like Liverpool are a team in crisis because they cannot seem to get a win at home or away from home. I don't know how much longer it's going to take before the fans of Liverpool start calling for the manager to be sacked. So back to today's game, Arsenal has a chance to go 7 points clear of Man City and 11 points clear of Liverpool, but Tottenham stands in the way. Both teams have been plagued with all kinds of injuries all season. The Spurs are struggling with finding fit players in their front line. Kulusevski, Kudus is injured, Solanke is out injured, and they cannot just find their first 11 for any game. But in spite of all their injuries, they've been very good away from home all season. In fact, this calendar year, they've had more wins away from home than at home. Why that is so, I cannot tell, but they seem to have that ability to go away from home and get a very good result. They beat City at the Etihad Stadium, and it wasn't their first time. They do this a lot. They go away from home and get very good results away from home. So Arsenal, on the other hand, also have lots and lots of injuries, though for the majority of this season the team has been able to deal with all of these injuries. We've had injuries to Saka, Odegaard, Saliba, Victor Gyökeres, Martinelli. Kai Havertz hasn't even kicked the ball yet. Gabriel Jesus is still out with injury. Then Madueke came in, started very well, and then he had that long-term injury that has kept him out for the last 2 months. So Mikel Arteta didn't give out very much at his press conference. We know that some of these players are close to returning, but we don't know who is fit enough to feature in today's game. But be that as it may, I expect David Raya to start in goal. I expect Timber to keep his position. He was able to shake off the small injury scare he had at the international while representing his country, and he finished the game. Though there has not been pictures of him at the training ground this week, maybe precaution or we don't know. I expect Timber to start. Saliba has to pair up at the center of the defense with Mosquera, and then Calafiori has to keep his spot. Then I expect to see Rice, Zubimendi and Eze running things at the heart of the midfield. Saka has to lead from the right, then Trossard, and then it's either Victor Gyökeres is fit enough to lead the line, or we can have Merino leading the line. But albeit, I expect the Arsenal to pick up the 3 points. My prediction is a 3-1 win against Spurs. See you after the game.